Cloth Diapers 101 Module 1 Deciding. So the whole point of this module is to get you to a clear decision on whether or not you want to use cloth diapers. This will make it so much easier for you because if it's no, well, you can scrap the idea and be done with it and feel good with that decision. And if it's yes, you will be able to move forward with confidence. Okay, so the video portion of this is really, I just want you to tune in with yourself, pay attention, and just sort of let yourself think about these things and let the answers kind of come to you. There are worksheets that I'm going to ask you to do afterwards, and those are really going to delve in more and ask you specific questions and really bring you to your answer. I know it's not going to be that lengthy of a process, and believe me, it is so worth it to get to your clear answer. You'll save so much time and so much frustration. Alright, so there's 6 things that we're going to look at here. The first one that I want you to really think about and think back to is your initial reaction to the idea of using cloth diapers. Was your initial reaction one of, oh, cloth diapers, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah, okay, you just reuse them and that's going to save me money and oh, what a fantastic idea. Or was it, oh, cloth diapers, that sounds like a lot of work and might be kind of gross. So think back to your initial reaction to the idea. I think that this is really powerful and it's a great way to help you in making your decision. Now the second thing I want you to think about is your own level of curiosity on the subject of cloth diapering. So since the idea was brought to you or the idea came to you, how curious have you been to learn more about cloth diapers? Did you go straight to the internet and read some different blogs and look up different types of cloth diapers and try and figure out how to wash them and all the rest of that? Or did you just kind of sit with it? Have you talked to people? Have you been curious enough to, say, ask your mother or your mother-in-law or your best friend or whoever? How curious have you been about the idea of using cloth diapers? Your curiosity is a really great indicator of how much you want to do something and how excited you are about something. So really think about how much time you've spent looking into cloth diapers because your curiosity would lead you to spend time on this. Okay, so the third thing we're going to look at, and I want you to think about, is in your own mental dialogue, your own thinking, have you been looking for the reasons to support using cloth diapers or the reasons not to support using cloth diapers? So is your thinking more along the lines of, oh, I could save so much money and I could potty train early and it's probably better for the environment? Or is it more along the lines of, oh, it's probably going to cost a lot of money and my washing machine's pretty old. I don't want to buy a new washing machine. Oh, it's probably going to smell more. I might have to touch poop. It's definitely going to be more work. So where are you on it? Do you look for the reasons to support or do you look for the reasons not to support? The fourth thing that I want you to look at and think about is your natural tendency when it comes to taking on a challenge. So does taking on a challenge and something new, does it excite you? Do you see it as fun? It's something like you're thinking, yeah, I can do this. Or does it freak you out and cause you stress and headache and, oh, I feel like I'm going to throw up, I don't want things to change. Some different ways or some different kind of references for this that I can use. I like to cook. I cook all the time, probably too much. If you cook, do you like to try different recipes? If you see a recipe and it looks hard and it's got these weird ingredients that are probably going to be a pain in the ass to get, do you still do it anyway? Or do you go, no thanks. I'm just going to make what I know already tastes good and that I have the ingredients for, and just forget about that fancy looking crazy recipe altogether. Another way to look at it, do you take the stairs instead of the elevator when given the choice? Like, do you make a conscious decision to do something that's more work or more effort because you know that that's good for you or it's a healthier choice for you? Or just forget it, I'm taking the elevator, you don't even think about it. Do you put the effort into eating at home and kind of making your own lunches and all that stuff? Or do the people at the McDonald's drive-thru know you by name? This one really relates to convenience and how high convenience is on your sort of priority scale, right? Like if convenience is at the top, then cloth diapers are probably going to be a bad idea for you because you're going to see that they're more work, right? That's what's going to stand out to you as the negative, and you're going to see it as a negative that it's more work. So if convenience is way at the top for you, then cloth diapers are probably not going to be your best option. Do you take on do-it-yourself projects, like around the house, or do you see things on Pinterest and you're like, oh, that's awesome, that looks great, I'm going to make that, and then you do make it, or you try to make it, whatever. Or do you see that cool thing on Pinterest and go, oh, that's fantastic, that's awesome, but it's way too much work for me, and I don't have the time to do it, and you don't do it. It's really about how much you like to push yourself to learn new skills and to try different things. If you're constantly looking to try new things and challenge yourself, then cloth diapers are probably going to be a better fit than for someone who never wants to try anything new and sort of gets that stress, yuck feeling at the idea of a challenge or change. Now the fifth thing that I want you to think about and look at is, are cloth diapers congruent with your values? Is the environment important to you? Do you care a lot about living your life with a lighter, smaller carbon footprint? Do you seek out healthier, more natural options where you can? Do you try and buy, is it important to you to buy products that are made in Canada and the United States opposed to China? Or are you just like, you know what, I got too much on my plate, I'm not taking on this, eco-friendly lifestyle, I care, but not enough to make any changes in my life based on it. So really, just think about your own values. A great exercise for this, and it's a lot of fun, is to pick sort of some people that you feel know you best. So your partner, your parents, friends, and go and tell them, say, I bought cloth diapers for the baby. And see if their reaction is like, yeah, right. Or if it's more of a, yeah, that figures. Like if they're shocked at the idea of you using cloth diapers, or if they're just totally not surprised at all. Because that will go a long way in telling you if it fits with you and if it fits with your values. So try that out, it could be fun. So the sixth thing, and this is probably the easiest one to determine, is whether or not it's going to fit with your lifestyle. So by this I mean, can you afford the initial upfront purchase of the cloth diapers? So do you have $400 or whatever, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less? Can you spend that? Do you have that money, you have access to it, and you can buy the diapers up front? Do you have easy access to a washing machine? I've talked to people who they wanted to use cloth diapers, but did not really have access to a washing machine. It just would have been such a hassle for them that it really just, it wasn't worth it. And another thing is daycare. Is your baby going to be in daycare right away, or are you staying home, or are you able to take a year or two off? So look at that also, and if they are going to be in daycare, does the daycare take cloth diapers? So that's another lifestyle factor to kind of just look at and pay attention to in your decision. And another thing that I want you to obviously, I'm sure you've considered this already, but it's where your partner is on the decision. Because if your partner is completely against cloth diapers and they think it's a terrible idea and they're just simply refusing, it might not be worth it to try and convince them. I would suggest have them watch this and have them do the worksheets with you, because they might change their mind and they might realize that, yeah, you know what, they are a fit for us, and it probably is pretty easy. But just, again, something to keep in mind. So, hopefully you are gaining some clarity on this and you are closer to making a decision. This might have been enough to, make you realize either A, no, I don't want any part of cloth diapers, or B, yeah, you know what, I want to do this, I just need to know my next steps and I need to know where to go from here. Or you're kind of not sure still, and then I'm going to say go and do the worksheets, because you will get clarity and it will show you, yes or no, cloth diapers are for you or not for you. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in Module 2. Yes, there will be a Module 2. And that one is going to be for the people who have decided that, yes, cloth diapers are for them. And that one is going to be all about the different types of cloth diapers and the different cloth diapering systems that you can go with, and finding one that's going to fit for you. So for your budget, for your lifestyle, for your priorities. So that's going to be Module 2. So I look forward to seeing you there. And I thank you for taking the time to watch this and for doing your worksheets. I look forward to hearing from you soon.